People come from all walks of life. They all have lives they lead. Any and all are welcome here to come and chat with me.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Small Talk. So how does a person go from enjoying drinking beer to opening his own brewery? Well, today's guest is doing just that. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Keil. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nancy.
Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning when you kind of discovered beer.
Sure. Yeah.
As a drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess when I, kind of became of age and, started consuming beer, just always kind of interested in trying something new, always chasing, what's a good quality product, what am I into, and had a big interest in the actual production of it as well. So.
And that was at a young age?
Yeah, I guess I started homebrewing when I was 19.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Kids a little bit later when I got a little bit older, and needed a good hobby that was like something I could do at home, because I didn't want to be leaving the house too much with little kids at home. So I kind of got back into the home brewing and went in a little deeper and started doing it. Like not just buying kits, like buying all the grains and doing it right from scratch with grain and everything like that. And I guess that kind of coincided with, the rise of craft beer in BC. And my wife and I always kind of had this idea, like it'd be so cool if like Hope, our hometown, which we weren't living in at the time anymore, but we always thought it'd be so cool if there was a brewery there. And yeah, we just sort of started getting the wheels in motion, I guess. And here we are now.
So you're still working on it. It's not open yet?
Not open yet, no. We're kind of hoping May, but we'll see. I mean, big construction projects, it seems like every project goes late anyways.
Right.
So. Yeah, a few years ago when we decided that this was going to be the direction we were going to go in, I had a pretty good, salary job. I was actually working here in Chilliwack. For a local trucking company.
Right.
Learned a lot. I mean, it was a good experience doing that, kind of doing like operations management. But we decided, we really wanted to do this whole brewery thing. And my experience had really only been like home brewing up to that point. So we kind of created this, I guess, plan of attack, and we figured, you know what? Especially out in Hope, we weren't sure if we could rely on always having a good qualified brewer that would want to come and live out there and work for us. So we decided that, well, maybe I should become the brewer, or at least at the very least know how to do it, so that if there was ever a gap, then I'd be able to step in. I quit my job and I went back to school at Kwantlen Polytechnic in Langley, because they, I guess a couple years earlier, started up their brewing and brewery operations program. So I applied to that, and once I had received approval that I was in the program, well, I guess I waited to quit my job until I got it. And then we were living down in Port Moody at the time, and like Brewers Row down there was already a big thing. Right. There was like 4 breweries open down on Murray Street, so I just started applying to all those breweries and said, you know what, I'll come. I don't have any experience, but I'll do anything. And I ended up getting hired at one and worked in the lounge a little bit, serving the beer. Then they gave me a chance to work in the brewery, so I learned kind of the back end, the production side, and it was great. And I guess that was 3 years ago now. Right. So.
Because I was wondering, I'm glad you told me all of that, because I was wondering, like, there's a lot of research in if you don't get. Like go to school and like, how do you find out what equipment you need? How do you find out what the best, where do you get the best hops or whatever it is that goes into making beer? Like I don't know, because I've never made beer. So, how do you get all that knowledge?
There's a lot of really, really talented homebrewers out there that I think could step into like a production setting and maybe have a go at it and probably be successful. Right. I think a lot of it just comes from people's passion, wanting to learn more, make a better product. Right. As far as, you mentioned hops. I mean, the Fraser Valley has a lot of great hop farms. There's even a farm up in the Fraser Canyon that we've been kind of working with. Right. That are trying to start producing some hops there as well. So yes, it's really exciting. And there's a great little maltster in where are they? Armstrong, I think.
A little witch.
Like a malting facility.
Oh.
So they pick the grains and then turn it into the product that we can actually brew with.
Right. So, but where do you buy your vats and all of that type of equipment?
There's lots of options for that. We decided, like, we wanted to get as much kind of Canadian-built equipment.
Nice.
We did go for some Chinese tanks just because of the cost, the price point, especially starting up. I mean, it's a lot of money that going into this brewery, so we kind of, you know, decided to go that route just to save some money. But our main piece of equipment, like the actual brew house, is like 100% Canadian manufactured. It's actually being built in Chilliwack here.
Very nice.
Company.
Right.
Yeah. Crew Brewing Systems, shout out.
Okay, well, we're just going to take a quick break, okay?
Sure.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's you I want to know, and the journey that brought you to this point today. Hey, yeah.
Tales from the Quarantine with Nancy Cigar.
It's you I want to know, and the journey that brought you to this point today.
We're back, and I'm talking to Adam Keil about his brewing business. So, what's the name of your company?
We named our company the Mountain View Brewing Company.
And why that name? Is there any reason?
Yeah, so I think I'd mentioned that, like, me and my wife, we both grew up in Hope.
Yes.
And actually, like, when we were in high school, we both lived on Mountain View Crescent. And that's, I guess we kind of met there. We both lived there. So we started dating. We lived on Mountain View Crescent.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, is your wife part of the company, part of the
Yeah,
business?
she's, I guess, the other half of, you know, ownership. My side obviously is more like kind of the brewing side. So I'm going to be, you know, I'll be doing office-y stuff too, but, you know, spend a lot of time in the brewery. And my wife, who's Danielle, she's more like, she's got more of a background in marketing. So if you ever see any of the, you know, our posts on social media, that's always Danielle taking care of that stuff. And so she's kind of, I keep calling her the director of marketing.
Very good that you gave her a title.
Yeah.
So now, off topic, you play the guitar.
I do, yeah.
Are you proficient at playing the guitar?
Maybe was proficient. Yeah, I honestly just kind of got back into it. I think before, when we were living in Port Moody, we had a much smaller space, and we had young kids, so they were napping at weird times of the day, and so it was a little bit too noisy to be, you know, rocking out too much in there. So.
Oh, so that's the type of music you play?
Oh, I'll kind of play anything, but yeah, I guess, you know, my background's probably mostly in rock, and I just play a little bit of jazz and stuff too.
Very good. Now, how many children do you have?
I've got 2 kids. Yeah.
And how old are they?
4 and 6.
What are their names?
Little one 4 is Eleanor, and
Hello, Eleanor.
the older one is Audrey.
Audrey. Hello, Audrey.
6, yeah.
Just so if they ever get to see this, they'll see that they
there
were
you go. I'm
mentioned.
sure we'll show it to them.
They might like that. You never know. So, any other hobbies?
I mean, I love being out in the outdoors. I mean, that was probably a big motivator for us to move back to Hope. For me, anyways, is I just love hiking, and I kind of grew up exploring, you know, the mountains and all the kind of canyons and valleys and stuff out there. So.
Right. Okay, let's get back to brewing again. I just want to know, like, in your mind, how do you see it growing? You know, are you going to have like a bunch of employees, or is it just going to keep it a small business?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll grow for sure. Like once we open, there is no brewery in Hope already. So as far as, you know, how much beer we're actually going to sell, I mean, it's kind of a best guess. I made some, you know, informed guesses, I guess, right? But, you know, we're going to wait and see how it all shakes out when we do open. I mean, the thing I noticed, I mean, I always knew this about Hope, but, you know, finally moving back and being there for this past summer, it was like a bit eye-opening. It's like, holy cow, this is it's really busy in the summertime.
Right. Oh, a
You
lot
know?
of tourists, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Like just even driving through town, it's like, where'd all this traffic come from? You know?
Right, yeah.
For a small town of around 7,000 people, it's a
Right.
big change. So I think summer will be busy. There's been a lot of local support. Everyone's really excited and being really supportive of us. So that's really awesome. So
Good.
I think people are excited, and I'm sure they'll be coming out during the winter months as well when it's a bit slower.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Because when something new comes to town, or something they don't have,
Yeah.
it's really a good thing for the town. Now we're out of time completely. But this has been really good. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming to the
Yeah,
show.
thanks so much.
For sure. And thank you for watching. Hope to see you again. Peace out.